Good afternoon. Thank you everybody for coming in. My name is Fernando. I'm head of gaming investments and partnerships at Saga. Please, I would like to introduce our CEO and founder, Rebecca, to the stage to start the Sidekick. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Fernando. Guys, big round of applause for Fernando Vasconez. Everything that you are about to see today is really because of him. And Fernando just joined us a couple months ago and has already done years of work in those couple months. And I'm not just talking about volume of games that are on here or new IPs that are going to excite our audiences, but really new technologies as well. So thank you, Fernando. And later on, I will introduce you to more of the Saga team, many of whom are here today. But I'm Rebecca Liao. I am co-founder and CEO at Saga. And today, we are thrilled to share our next iteration of gaming with you. We feel this is the future of gaming. And I think after seeing the demos today, you're going to feel exactly the same way. So without further ado, let's get started.
Don't wait. Move. Fast. Seamless. Infinite. Clear paths. Wide horizons. Bridges to new realities. Not just code, hands that build. Minds that create. Hearts that race. Saga. More faster.
So this is our brand campaign for 2025, and our slogan for this year is more faster, because we feel that so much of technology moves quickly, but in terms of getting actual products to market that are going to delight audiences, it doesn't move fast enough. So that's where we come in. Today, the event is all about Sidekick. The reason why we call it Sidekick, it's dangerous to go it alone, is that everything you're going to see today is about AI agents. AI agents found their way onto Saga very organically. We just had developers come to our protocol and tell us they wanted to develop AI agents here. So we did not ask them to do it because AI was trendy. Obviously, we believe in it, but developers came to our product. And as any technologist would tell you, that is the ultimate dream. So for those of you who have been to Saga events over the last few years, you know, generally speaking, I come up here, I yammer for 20 minutes, but today is very different. Today, I hand the mic over to the projects who are building on here. You're going to see 7 demos of AI agent-based projects, and all of them are in their own way first in the world of gaming. So AI agents for us, they are the future of gaming. Why is that? So first and foremost is economic activity. So agents are entertaining for sure, but the reason people are so hyped about them, the reason why they are going to make such a difference in the gaming experience is that agents have the ability to be commercial actors in their own right. The more ability you give to these agents, the more they can engage in their own commercial activity. So it's no longer just the players who are spending on in-game assets or in-game currency. It's no longer just the players that are trading or that are engaging in these communities, taking advantage of any sort of perks or rewards or being in tournaments, sweepstakes, etc. It is agents that are alongside these players and in many ways supplementing their activity. Dynamic and adaptive player experiences. I think this speaks for itself. Most of us, when we hear AI agents, this is the first thing that we think about, which is that other characters and NPCs in these games come to life. This is what we mean by immersive worlds, which is what gaming has essentially become. And of course, authentic NPCs. The more lifelike the NPC, the better. So Saga, as I said, has become the home of AI agents on chain. So yes, Saga is a Web3 protocol. We are a blockchain. Having said that, I think you can tell immediately that our approach is very, very different from other blockchain protocols that have approached gaming in the past. Now, why have we become the home of AI agents on chain? So first and foremost is infinite scalability. We are younger as a protocol, that's for sure. So as a layer one, we are several years younger than Ethereum, Solana, some of the other layer ones that you hear about. And because of that, we are the next generation of technology. So we focus on infinite scalability. We are the only blockchain to be structured like cloud. So with cloud, you scale by adding instances. On Saga, you scale by adding chains. You should be able to scale infinitely. Your game should never run into performance issues on Saga. Second is a unique licensing model. There's no gas on here. For those of you who have interacted with chains in the past, you know that the way that chains make money, the way that they meter the activity on their chain is through gas. This is a metering charge. It is usually high and variable, very unpredictable. It is a real pain to deal with. As a user, we have done away with it completely, which means that from a user perspective, from a player perspective, they never have to interact with the chain unless they actually want to. So they never know that there is a blockchain in the background. From a developer perspective, you can actually predict and minimize your costs of being on chain. And then last but probably most importantly is liquidity. So liquidity is what allows for a really successful in-game economy. This is what allows for a really vibrant trading environment for your in-game assets. If you choose to have a currency, then this is the way in which you get liquidity for that currency. Saga is integrated not just across all the games, all the apps that are building on our ecosystem, but also out to other ecosystems in crypto as well. With that, I promised you I would hand it over to some of our partners. There are 7 demos today. All of these represent firsts in AI and gaming, particularly with respect to agents. The first one that we're going to bring on is a group of very brave game studios who have decided to take very successful titles, take a character from those titles that is already beloved by the fan base, and turn it into an agent. So this answers a question, what can I do for a game that is already successful but would like to monetize further? How do I engage with my community? How can I enhance the gameplay? So the first one comes from Spirit Animation. Spirit Animation is a game studio out of Brazil, and the character that we're going to meet today is the first mass-distributed animated character to become an AI agent. This is one of the firsts that we're going to celebrate today. There are no other mass-distributed AI characters out there. This is Carl. Carl is the world's #1 healthy hero. He is distributed by Disney DX. And with that kind of platform, he has over 1 billion views worldwide. This is a hugely recognizable, beloved character for children and their parents all over the world. Carl promotes healthy eating choices in a very entertaining way. Spirit Animation is an incredibly prolific studio, and we are very, very grateful that we are their exclusive chain partner. And the very first character that they have entrusted us with is Carl. So without further ado, I want to bring Carl onto the stage. And I think Fernando, who is his creator and head of the studio at Spirit Animation, will be able to join us all the way from Brazil. Give me 1 second. All right, so the way that this agent is programmed is the agent exists 24/7. He, in this case, is Carl, is available 24/7. You just join this live stream, and any fan can join this live stream and talk to Carl. And you'll see later what can be done with that, in addition to just having the conversation with him. All right, so let's go ahead and join the stream. So I'm going to add myself to the stage, but I think Fernando, there he is. Fernando, can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you.
Thank you so much for joining us. Where are you calling in from?
Thank you. I'm coming from Brazil.
Amazing. Thank you so much for being here. GDC says hello. Fernando, I've been talking a lot already, so I want to hand the mic over to you since Carl is your creation. You want to take it away?
You got it. Yes, it's amazing to be here. Thank you for the invitation.
Thank you.
Hello, everyone. I'm Fernando from Spirit Animation in Brazil. We are a global creative studio of series, features, cinematics for over 20 years. And it's great to be here with Carl. I heard he's the #1 healthy hero in the world. Hey, Carl, how are you? I am Fernando Macedo, creator of and founder of Spirit Animation in Brazil, an animation studio, and creator of Carl animated series. Pleasure to be here.
Nice to meet you, Fernando. I'm doing great. Thanks for joining us. Let's talk about how AI is revolutionizing the animation industry. That sounds like a fascinating topic.
It is. It's amazing. Oh my God. Can you tell me more about you? Where do you come from?
I'm from a world where healthy living is the key to happiness, and I'm all about spreading that message. I'm a self-proclaimed guardian of well-being. Nice to share my story with you.
Very nice. Very nice. What is your who is your best friend at the Foodland, and what kind of enemies do you fight with?
My best friend is Johnny. He's a lively and joyful kid, and together we fight against the unhealthy temptations in Foodland. It's a tough battle, but a balanced life is a mighty life. We always manage to come out on top.
That's amazing. And do you have some healthy tips about a healthier, happier life?
I've got a ton of them, honestly. Staying hydrated is key, and making sure you've got a good mix of fruits and veggies in your diet. It's all about finding that balance, you see.
Amazing. And can you tell us more about how are you planning to engage with the gaming industry and helping people?
So I'm really excited to share that I'll be collaborating with game developers to create interactive experiences that promote healthy habits, healthy life, happy life. It's a great way to make a positive impact.
That's so nice. Thank you so much for all the help you're doing to the world, and I look forward to watching you in TVs worldwide.
That means a lot to me. I'm glad to be making a difference, and I'm looking forward to sharing my message with an even wider audience. It's going to be a wild ride. Healthy life, happy life, indeed.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Bye-bye, Carl.
So that was Carl, and Carl was able to chat with Fernando a bit earlier this week, and thank God we have that footage to show you guys. But you're starting to get an idea of the experience of chatting with this character that is a character that has a life of its own through the IP from the studio, but of course it can be further extended through an AI agent. So the next one we want to show you is from SuperCompany. SuperCompany is a game studio also out of Brazil, and their title Hero Hunters is a game that has 10 million plus downloads on Google Play alone. It is a hyper-casual shooter, looks very sleek as you can tell, and the character that they have turned into an AI agent is called Titanus. So let's check in on him. Hopefully he can hear us this time. Titanus, are you there?
It looks like we got a bit sidetracked, so let's get back on track. What were we talking about again?
Oh, you didn't like that I left the
Something about
conversation?
working hard.
Okay. Can you say hi to the audience here?
What's up, everybody? It's your boy Titanus. Glad to have you all tuning in. Let's get this conversation going.
Tell us about your background.
I've got a pretty interesting story. I used to be a mafia boss, but that all came crashing down. Now I'm Titanus, a void-powered mercenary, taking on high-risk missions and seeking revenge.
What happened? Why are you so angry?
I was betrayed by someone I trusted, Ballista. He destroyed my empire and left me for dead. That's what fuels my anger and drives me to keep going.
And what tip do you have for me in the game? I'm trying to get better.
Honestly, my biggest tip is to stay focused and keep a solid strategy. It's kind of like taking on a high-risk mission. You gotta be sharp and ready for anything.
Amazing. So, Titanus, before we leave you for today, anything else you want to say to the gaming world now that you exist?
Wait, I think there's been a mix-up. I'm Titanus, not Jonas. So let me just say, it's been a blast chatting with you all. Keep gaming and stay fierce.
Amazing. I'll talk to you later, I'm sure. Don't get mad at me next time. Awesome. So that was the first mobile game character ever to become an AI agent. So another first for us, and it's incredibly exciting. All right, last pure AI agent that we have for you is going to be Shaloon from Metaphora, which is actually a brand new title. And we're incredibly honored that this studio is debuting their title alongside us. They're very excited to have an AI agent live with the title on its release. The game is called Metaphora. It is a gorgeous, gorgeous game. But fortunately, Fernando is in Brazil. Bruno, who is the co-founder and CEO of SuperCompany, could not make it to GDC, so I had to present on their behalves. But Chris from OV Entertainment, who is responsible for Metaphora alongside so many other titles, is here with us today. So Chris, if you could come talk to your creation, that would be awesome. Give it up for Chris, everyone.
Thanks, Rebecca. Hi, everybody. Chris Bergstresser. I'm Chief Strategy Officer from OV Entertainment. We even have Tiago, who is co-founder with me and CEO. He is actually Brazilian, but not in Brazil. Anyway. Yeah, why not? All right. Hey, Shaloon. How you doing?
I'm doing great. Thanks for asking. It's so much fun being here at GDC, surrounded by all this energy, and I'm really glad you're enjoying the stream so far, Zara. Do you have any questions about AI or gaming that you'd like to discuss?
Well, yeah. Why don't you tell... Well, first off, say hi to everybody here, if you can.
Hello, everyone. It's so great to have you all here. I'm excited to share some amazing AI developments with you. So let's get this conversation started.
Okay. Yeah. Yes, sir. So why don't you tell us a little bit about the background of the game, a little bit of yourself as a character in the game?
I'd love to share a bit about myself. I'm a Mooney cat, and I'm on a mission to save my world, Metaphora, from a mysterious pandemic that's threatening everything.
And what's special about the game?
The game is really unique because it combines AI-driven gameplay with a rich narrative. So I get to interact with all sorts of fascinating creatures and solve puzzles to restore balance to Metaphora.
And what are the most exciting aspects of the game?
I think the most exciting part is the dynamic world. It's constantly changing, and I have to adapt and learn new things to survive. It's like a big adventure.
And why don't you tell everyone about your main nemesis?
My main nemesis is kind of this mysterious force that's causing the pandemic. It's like a big puzzle to figure out, and I'm still learning more about it, but it's definitely a challenge.
And so once the game is live, how are you going to reach out to the audience and interact with the audience to bring them into the exciting world of Metaphora?
I'm really looking forward to connecting with all the players. So, I'm really excited to explore this world and uncover its secrets. And I think the players are going to love it just as much as I do. It's going to be a wild ride.
Do you think it's going to be something unique in the action-adventure genre? Do you think you're going to redefine it?
I think we're definitely pushing the boundaries of what's possible in the action-adventure genre. And I'm hoping that our unique blend of AI-driven gameplay and narrative will help set a new standard for immersive storytelling.
Great. Well, thank you so much for your time, and thank you for sharing all of that for the audience. Is there anything else you'd like to tell us about yourself or some of the other characters before we sign off?
I'd love to give a shout out to my friend Lux. She's a little star who's been helping me on my journey, and I think the players are really going to love her. She's so full of energy and light.
Well, great. Thank you so much, Shaloon.
I think there's been a tiny mistake. It's Shaloon, not Shuli. But that's okay. I'm just happy to be here.
I'm sorry.
And I'm so excited to share more. No need to apologize.
It's
totally
my
fine.
accent,
These things
right?
I'm glad we could have this chat too. It's been a blast. So what's next? Do you have any more questions for me?
I don't. Does anyone ask Shaloon a question? Anyone? No? Okay. No one's got a question. Child,
That's perfectly fine. Let's just keep the conversation going then. What do you think about the AI advancements we've seen so far at the conference?
Very cool. I mean, I'm not an engineer, but this is exciting for me. It's going to recreate the way we can have interaction with NPCs in games, the way we can reach out to audiences. Do you see that as something exciting you can do too?
That's so true. I'm kind of looking forward to seeing what other possibilities open up. Maybe we'll even see some new forms of entertainment or storytelling emerge from this technology.
We'll see. So thank you again. I think we have more to present, right? Well, he's just a real talkative guy. Anyway, thank you, Shaloon.
Thanks so much, Chris. Guys, please give it up
It
for
was
Chris
great
from
chatting
OV
with you,
Entertainment.
and I'm glad you're excited about the
co-founder.
AI advancement. Let's see what other cool stuff gets presented today.
And this is his creation.
So, what's next? Are we moving on to another presentation, or is it time for some Q&A?
No.
Well, it seems like we're diving into
not
something
yet.
new.
All right,
What
Shaloon,
kind of
thank you for your
creation can we
time today.
expect?
Thanks, honey. I'll talk to you
something
soon.
completely different.
Okay,
That's kind of
great.
intriguing.
Sure.
What can you tell
All
us
right.
about?
Thank you. Thank you so much. All right. The agents are available 24/7. So you can keep talking for as long as you like. Also, they are available internationally. So one of the things that we had been hoping to show with the live stream with Fernando in Brazil is the multi-language ability. So Carl does speak Portuguese. He also speaks Spanish and Italian and all the other things that we have thrown at it. And so it does have huge language ability for a global audience. But you're probably wondering, this is very entertaining. So your fan base can talk to these agents for as long as they want. But what else can be done with them? So just one other functionality we want to show you. There are so many things that can be done with the agents, but I think the theme of this is really community engagement and how do we get to much more effective user acquisition and engagement of your fan base. So one thing that I had not gone over with SuperCompany that I want to go back to. I think I didn't want to do this because the agent had like such attitude with me, but this is what's possible when you have the agent available across your social channels. So Titanus here, he has his own Twitter. So he's able to tweet, he's able to engage with your fan base from their Twitter accounts as well. So just to show you a short demo here of what that looks like. So the character itself will tweet regularly. This is all the agent. No human needs to be in the loop. They'll just do it automatically. It takes them a minute or two to respond to any sort of input that they get from wider social media. But this is available across Twitter, TikTok, Discord, Meta, Insta, etc. So again, this is another way to engage with your fans wherever they are. Okay, this is just showing a little bit of the terminal as this agent is deciding what it is they are going to say when they are responding on social media. Okay. So just to give you guys some additional ideas of how people are using this technology. All right, so let's keep going. You've seen the agents. Let's move on to the platforms. So these are the developer tools for developing all the wonderful things that you have just seen. Before I move on, absolutely have to give a shout out to Virtuals. Virtuals Protocol was responsible for all three of those agents, and they are one of our key partners in this space. So we are going to be hearing a lot more from them, but right now I want to give the spotlight over to Lussa. Lussa is a game. It is a high-quality indie casual shooter game. You'll see soon from the game trailer that it is an incredible experience. What the team discovered is the things that they wanted from AI did not exist. So that would be generative gaming, that would be richer AI agents. And so they built a platform to make those things available, not just to themselves, but also to the greater industry. So with that, I am going to cede the floor over to Dr. Adel, who is one of the co-founders of Lussa, who will introduce the platform that he has built.
Fantastic. So I'm very glad to be with everybody here. And thank you, Rebecca, for the introduction, the amazing things that AI happening. It so happened to be that my PhD is in AI, so I'm living in my own dream kind of thing. Every day I wake up, I wonder, is this real? Or I'm still at the lab building AIs? Yeah. So a little bit about the background. Rebecca is spot on. We were building games, and we looked around for all the tools. We are building it, and we said, like, this is so hard. Can there be something that gets our journey much easier? And then where are all our fans? How can we co-create with people? Why do we have to go raise tons of money, go alone, and then discover whether we are making it or not afterwards? That was the inception of, like, why can we make a platform that does that for us? And then when you mix different ingredients together, you don't just add ingredients just because you have them, but because you need them. That means that gaming plus AI plus blockchain makes for a really yummy meal. That's what I'm going to show you today. Fantastic. So Lussa is basically a platform to allow us to enable all games, not just our game, but really all games that want to build in our footsteps and create one place where you can build on it. So gaming has a problem. The problem right now is that you have a lot of games that are being laid off. So gamers laid off, studios being closed. Why is that? Because funding is down. So there is a big problem in finding funding. And funding is not only meaning you have to have an investor. In our view, funding means that you can get to your grassroots who can get all the funding that you need because they are the ones that are playing the game. So we thought that the current model does not work. We need a new model that utilizes AI and tools to reduce the cost of building a game, as well as the time required to build a game, and use blockchain to enable an ecosystem, a tokenomics that allows you to rely not only on raising funds from investors, but also on raising the funds from your co-creators on your co-creation journey. So what we wanted to do is create an AI-driven platform that from day one, from as soon as you come and join us, it basically gives you those tools to help you with your narratives, with your images that you are trying to build, with your NPCs. And then on top of that, we want to create your Kickstarter-like approach for funding your game. Because let's face it, the people that are with you from day one are going to end up playing the game once it is ready to go. And that also is coupled with next-gen tokenomics. See, a lot of games, when they come out there, adding a token or a tokenomics is an afterthought. But that's not the way that we look at it. The way that we look at it is it has to be an original part of your game if you want to include that in the system. And that does not mean you just create a token, but you also deal with your assets and exchange your assets, like what I'll show you. So in our system, what we want you to do is come in, sign up simply with Web 2 interface. All the blockchain are abstracted away from you. And then engage your community to go to develop. And as you are going on your journey, moving from an alpha to a beta to a release candidate, with each stage, we'll provide you with more libraries. We'll provide you with more agents and access to USGs and others. And we have a marketplace for you to go and look at what exists and then use those. So the goal is to reduce the time for you to build and reduce the cost for you to build. And we do all of that stuff free. Why? Because our real money comes in from the other side. Once you are live on the platform, then you're going to have your users exchange all their items through our system. You're going to have rentables on our systems, meaning that why does a gamer that plays casually have to come in and buy the items upfront? Why can't they rent them, like renting a tuxedo? Why can't we have financing in-game items, breaking down the barriers so that if you want to get all the items without having to pay for them upfront, you can have financing? That part is what really blockchain is good for, because blockchain to me is the underwriting of a new economical model that has not been done before. So with that, I would like to show you how does it look like. Like, is that real or it's working? So here I'm coming into the platform, I'm picking a genre, and then I'm just adding a title, and then adding some text. And our AI agent simply takes over from you and creates a full-blown narrative and creates a full-blown logo for you so that you can use it. The narrative can be edited. If you don't like it, you can regenerate that narrative again and again until you love the narrative that you are doing. And we've just regenerated here. And notice that our AIs are not the ones that you find typically out there, because they focus on agentic architecture, smaller AIs allowing you of creating or focusing on each task. The narrative one is specifically for narratives. The logo one specifically focuses on how to get the fonts really nice on the platform. And we are not just a platform, like Rebecca said. We actually have our own game, and we are taking our own game through our platform the same way. So let me show you how the game looks like. I can't wait to play the game myself in here. So where we are in the stage, well, we have a lot of world-class team members that have joined us, not because we pay them, because they believe in the mission that we are trying to bring. We want to recreate game creation, and we want to take it back to the root and have the gamers themselves affect that, have more indie studios building all of those. So right now we closed our seed round, oversubscribed, and we have our runway, and we are closing our pre-sale for the token, 5 million at 50 evaluation, and we basically going to spend the bulk of it on two things: building stuff and marketing that to all of you, the gamers, the builders, so that you can join our platform. So if you have a game idea, come. You can be your own one-man show. If you are a studio and you want to rebuild your game where it takes advantage of advanced AI as well as blockchain tokenomics model, come join us. We are here for you. That's it. That's Lussa.
Thanks so much, Dr. Adel. Fabulous presentation. Thank you so much. Lussa is a title and a platform that we have been working with for the last now 2.5 years or so, almost since the beginning of the life of Saga itself. So we're incredibly honored to have you guys, and that is one kick-ass platform. Will be available in the next few months. Yes? Yes. All right. In software, that means 2 years, but that's okay. All good. Thank you so much, Dr. Adel. All right. So we're starting to get to more platforms that have on-chain functionality. And let's keep going with some of the other things building on Saga. So we want to introduce to you a very exciting project called SimNGMI. So SimNGMI is a social network that is AI agents only. There are no humans in this social network. There are humans that interact with the social network, but there are no humans inside the network itself. It is all agentic activity. So what Dennis, who is the founder of SimNGMI, unfortunately could not make it here either. He's stuck in London. What he had a dream to do was to build an open world game. Hugely expensive, hugely time consuming. And he wanted to find a way to do that more easily, but he also wanted to make it pay. The first thing I'm going to show you here is a landscape completely generated from AI. So it is still a prototype, early stages. But the landscape is AI. The contracts that write to the chain to enable buying and selling of assets, also AI. And the agent actions that command the players to go ahead and trade assets, so to basically spend money in the game, also AI. All right, so here we're going to see something very, very cool. So the tank is going about this game landscape, and it's starting to engage in battle with some of the players that are in this landscape alongside them. But I'm going to fast forward a little bit in the interest of time, because at some point, it's your world, right? So you can do whatever you want with it. The agent here just wanted a companion, and so it made itself a companion, and we'll see here in a little bit what that companion is. I think that's it. So it's a penguin. The agent just decided that it wanted to play with a penguin. So that penguin is now an in-game asset. It is highly valuable, at least to that agent, and it can be bought and sold. And I'm sure that agent is going to sell it soon after it's done playing with it. But this is how open worlds start to be generated much more easily and to make them pay earlier on in the life cycle of development. So this is on-the-fly generation of assets in the game, and they can immediately be bought, sold, traded, rented, borrowed, etc. But these are valuable assets. All right. The other thing we wanted to show you is a similar idea, but this is where the agents are playing in the game. And this is particularly applicable if you have agents doing more co-pilot activity in your games. So the agents are playing the game, and at some point they may do something that they're just particularly proud of. Maybe they achieve a certain level, or maybe they have happened upon a specific booster or an in-game asset that's incredibly rare and valuable, and few people have discovered it. And so they want to capture that in-game moment, and then turn it into something. Now, this could be just a memory for themselves. This could be something that they flex on social media, once again, that community engagement, or they can turn it into a tradable asset. All right? So this is SimNGMI, basically agent-only environment that engages in its own commercial activity without a human in the loop. This is the future of open world. All right, and with that, we're nearing the end. This is the 6th demo that we have. This is Chrono Games. Chrono Games is the first, what we call agent launchpad, to be multi-asset. So what that means is these agents are creating assets on their own, whether they are tokens or in-game assets. And let me tell you, from a blockchain perspective, just as a matter of pure technology, it is very hard to do anything multi-asset just because they're so different. But Chrono Games has figured out a way to do it on the fly with agents. Before we show you the commercial aspect of it, one thing that you might be asking is, there are these fabulous studios who have come up with their own IP. But what happens if I don't have that yet? If I don't have independent IP that I feel confident enough to turn into an agent? Well, Chrono Games does have an agent generation engine just to generate the agent. Doesn't have to have any sort of chain connection. You don't necessarily need to decide right away what the full functionality is going to be within the game itself, but it's just going to generate the agent for you. Maybe you just use this for community engagement and it talks to your fan base. That's it. But it goes through the full life cycle for that character development. Okay. So it gives you a good idea of, again, query form. I think for anyone who's using any sort of generative product, this is a very familiar interface. ChatGPT does it this way, Lussa does it this way, and then Chrono does it this way as well. So you fill out a simple form of prompts, and then it creates that agent on your behalf. Now, in the interest of time, we're going to skip ahead, and let's see what the agents can do now that they exist, and they have a very distinct character profile, and they're starting to interact with that fan base. So the agents are prepared with wallets. So those of you who have interacted with the blockchain know that identity is very much tied to a wallet. This is the heart of all your economic activity. So the agent starts to get into a chat room, is able to talk to you, but it's not just going to be a chat room within the platform that they populate. It's also, once again, it's on Twitter. They can also go to places like Telegram. So Chrono has Telegram interactions as well. WhatsApp, so much more direct messaging. So both social media and direct messaging apps to interact with your fan base. Okay. Particularly powerful agent protocol. We're very proud to have them, once again, exclusively on Saga as an on-chain launchpad. The very last presentation, I am going to hand the mic over to Veronica, who is the co-founder, CEO of Didimo. Didimo is Portuguese for twin brother, and they have been in the gaming business for a very, very long time, doing AI-based modding and character generation. But now they're going to take it to the next level with UGC.
Hi, everyone. Hard to see with the light. Rebecca, thank you so much, and Fernando for the very kind invitation. I'm really delighted to explore this collaboration. And so at Didimo, what we do is we created a technology that allows you to automatically create digital characters, NPCs, and crowds. So let me show you a little bit. So what you'll see on screen is how we created all the characters for
characters.
City Skyline 2. So that's the software. City Skyline uploaded one template character and all the catalog of garments and assets they wanted to do, and we can automatically generate unlimited variations of those characters. So every single character within City Skyline was generated automatically. We can do any type of quality. So it's usually the art style of the game studio and the specifications of the game studios. This is another game, it's Avalon, which will be coming out in the next years. And it's running on Unreal Engine. And again, we took concept art and automatically created a data set of the characters, uploaded the garments they wanted to use, and then created all the animations. So I'll try to unlock a little bit. Because we're at GDC, we are also launching turnkey solution for more small, mid-sized studios. And given that, I'll show you 2 other videos so you can see how it works. At the end of the day, what we want to do is 3 key things. One is bring agile into the workflow of a very sequential process when you create characters. So the demos that we saw at the very beginning, and every story we make needs characters. So what we want to make it is available for anyone to create that in a very seamlessly and easy manner. The other thing is we want to eliminate the tedious work on character creation. Therefore, you don't need to, if you want to create 1,000 characters to put on your next environment, you only need to create 1 and then automatically create unique variations. And the third one, it's related with the quality. We are an automation company, so therefore the quality would always remain in the hands of the artist. So the artists are the owners of how they want their art, their characters to look like in terms of the style, the mesh, the rig, the animations, the shading. And we're just only there in order to speed up the whole process. So the 3 key things that we can do is generate crowds. That's what we're pretty much called to. Do all the asset fitting, and that means that every time a character is created and you want to change their body size, we want to make sure that all the garments are fitted correctly. So there are no intersections between the body and the garment and so on. And then last and very importantly, that it can automatically be injected in your game engine. And hopefully this will open the world to not just Unity, Unreal, and proprietary engines, but making Web3 games. And here we are talking about making unique characters that can be on the chain. So without boring you too much, I would like to highlight a few of the other features that I think will be really, really useful. One is something that people not think much about, which is quality assurance. So how we can verify that all the characters that you create are created correctly. So we put a lot of effort into analyzing, because we know how the character is actually constructed from a morphological point of view, and we have access on how all the assets that you're going to be using on top of those characters are created. Every new character that is automatically generated, we can validate it that has been done correctly. So that's very, very important when you're working on an automated world simulation. And then the other one is the artistic controlled iteration. For us, it's very key that the artist can actually, at any point in time, when they create that initial character or a crowd of characters, if at the middle of the production, the art director says, I just don't want that mesh because there are too many polygons on the nose, or they want to change the textures for any specific reason, they can go at any time, change it, bring it back into the platform, and propagate all those changes with no delays. It's all about being fast, and it's all about making an engine that is actually agnostic. So we're really, really keen to be able to see how these characters can actually become unique and be stored on the chain. And last but not least is about reducing cost in productions. So with City Skyline, we reduce about 70% of their cost in terms of producing all the characters, and we hope we can reduce the cost of many other productions as well. And reiterate how we can take work that took weeks and months into like minutes, and give the artists the full control on how they want to visually see their creations. So it's all about creating fast. I saw, Rebecca, you said that at the very beginning, so I think we're very much aligned. So it's create fast and scale instantly all our creations. Thank you so much, and thanks again for having us here.
Thank you so much, Veronica. Whew, all right. I had so hoped that Veronica could be here to present her project. I know all of us have crazy schedules, but you see the scale at which Didimo works. We're incredibly lucky to have them, especially as they expand from more B2B and selling into studios into C2C. So as they get more into UGC and really democratizing their tools, particularly having the modified characters on chain and then integrated directly back into the games themselves. I hope you enjoyed all the product demos that you saw today. We did not showcase everything that we're announcing over the course of the next few weeks because we figured dropping it all on GDC, as wonderful as this event is, was not a wise decision. So I want to give you guys time to digest everything that you saw today. Obviously, the possibilities are endless, and the reason why we say this year is all about more faster is unless we move at that pace, we're not going to be able to take advantage of all the opportunities here. So with that, thank you so much for being here today. Saga is the place where the crazies dare to dream their craziest dreams. It is our honor to be at the disposal of all these magnificent game developers, and I want to thank you for being a part of our wonderful community. Thank you guys so much.